Hello there. Welcome. I am Stacy Biddle. I am a career facilitator at Goodwill Columbus in the Workforce Development Department. And welcome today's session on workplace etiquette. What is your brand? Please feel free to leave comments or questions in our chat box. We have the wonderful Valerie here with us today to assist you in any questions or comments that you have. And we are excited that you are here today. Thank you so much for joining us. We are streaming on Facebook and YouTube, and would like to just kind of sit back and talk about what is your brand? What are you portraying? How are you communicating in the workplace? So what I'm going to do is share my screen. So give me a second and I will get this going. Hope everyone is great today on this rainy day, but it's Ohio. Oh, I'm going to do one more thing before we share screen. Okay, good. Just want to make sure that all is good. Try that again. All right. Try this one more time. There we go. Sorry for the stall in that. Sorry for the delay. I just want to make sure I have the setting all correct for you. Okay, so again, welcome. Workplace Etiquette brought to you by Goodwill Columbus Workforce Development Department. Again, my name is Stacy and Valerie is with you in the chat box. Feel free to answer or ask any questions or provide any comments and she will get back to you. All right, so what is etiquette? Basically, it's a code of behavior for social, formal, or informal gatherings. What it helps us do is to communicate, to understand the situation and how to behave, that we can all communicate and understand each other in the best way. For example, so situation, wedding. You have a ceremony and you have a reception. And you know that during the ceremony, you are expected to act a certain way. You know, you're not expected to talk loudly to the person right next to you. Your focus is supposed to be on the ceremony itself. However, during the reception, you know that it pretty much immediately follows. That situation is different. And etiquette says there, you know, you are allowed to talk to the people at your table or get up and walk around and dance and have a good time. Whereas that behavior, not so acceptable at the ceremony. So that's kind of like, you know, situations and how you can act in each of those. So workplace etiquette. Now think about how you can communicate at work. Do you have good manners? Are you polite? Do you show respect? Your character along with your work skills are your brand. Do people know you by your brand? A brand can be good or it can be bad. Think about this. If someone who is always late, are they really showing respect for their coworkers or their supervisor? You know, what do you think the coworkers would say about that person? You know, is their brand good? Are they showing respect? Or is it bad, needs some work? You know, so what you do and how you act is all a part of your brand. It is always best to define, or always best for you to define your brand by what you say and what you do. So this is a great quote that kind of explains that for you. Your smile is your logo. Your personality is your business card. How you leave others feeling after an experience with you becomes your trademark. Here's another quote. I've learned that people forget what you said, people will forget what you do, but people will never forget how you made them feel. You know, towards the end of both of those quotes are really talking about your brand, you know, the impression that you've made on someone. So think about the ways we communicate in the workplace. So first one, face-to-face. Use verbal. So that communication talks about the words you use, the tone you use, and of course, non-verbally too. Gestures, postures, expression, all of those is your communication package when you communicate face-to-face. By electronic devices, you know, your phone, through video, and through text. And then also through your character, what you say, what you do, and what you allow, and are those aligned? In each category, we show respect for others, and that is part of your brand and part of your communication. So remember the old saying, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Think about the ways you interact with coworkers, with supervisors, with subordinates. Do you give them the respect you would like to receive? Are you clear and calm when you speak to others? Do you really listen to what they're saying, or are you just waiting for your turn to speak? Think about your body language. You know when someone is bored or uninterested or happy and interested. And you look at that by your body language and your tone of voice. Be mindful of what your body language says. So here are some ways that we can communicate in the workforce electronically to show your brand of efficiency and respect. So video, have a clean background and a professional dress. Letters by electronic transmission, email, fax, or text. Please make sure you are checking your grammar and your spelling. Always check before you hit send. No abbreviated shortcuts like BTW, UR. All right, spell out the words, check your grammar, check your spelling. Please have a professional email address as well. How about your phone? Use professional speech and be courteous. Don't use any slang. When you're creating a voicemail, make sure it's nice and clean, to the point, and professional. You don't have any music in the background or anything like that. Because you are controlling what you're putting out there, not the phone. You are controlling your message. When you're using your phone at work, use your inside voice, because a lot of times when we are actually working all in the building, you might be working within close proximity to someone. So definitely keep your voice down, so not as to disturb them. You don't want to broadcast your conversations. If you do have to, limit your text, limit your personal phone calls. If you do have to take a personal phone call, just kind of step away into someplace private where, people don't have to hear what you're saying, and you probably don't want them to hear what you're saying anyway. How does your brand of etiquette communicate your character? What you say. Do you mean what you say? Can people trust your word, or do your words build relationships, or do they put up walls? What you do, how you act. Are you on time? Are you doing your work or spending a lot of time doing other things like chit-chatting and gossip? Do you do your best work, or do you do enough just to get by? What you allow. When you hear gossip, do you follow along, or do you stay out of it? If someone is being picked on because of race, color, religion, ancestry, gender, or sexual preference, do you just let them get picked on, or do you take a stand for what is right? So let's talk a little bit about diversity in the workplace. To succeed in a diverse workplace, it is important to display respect for all ethnicities, races, cultures, genders, age groups, disabilities, sexual orientations, education levels, and religions. Diversity in the workplace is important for employees because it builds a great reputation for the company, leading to increased profitability and opportunities for workers. Workplace diversity allows for unique perspectives and ideas. What are ways that you can respect diversity in the workplace? And how does unconscious bias affect acceptance and respect of diversity? So you're like, okay, Stacy, what's unconscious bias? Well, let me tell you. Unconscious bias are habits that we have learned over time about how you treat certain people, and you don't even realize you're doing it. For instance, has a friend or relative talked about going to the doctor, or going to have surgery, or having a tooth pulled? Do you always assume that the doctor is a man or the nurse a woman? Maybe, but that's unconscious bias. And kind of see how that kind of works. You don't mean to do it. It's just somewhere it was put there. All right, the 4 agreements. These were developed by Don Miguel Ruiz, as the actions that you can take that will lead you to true happiness instead of doubting or limiting yourself. Agree with yourself to live these 4 agreements to improve your life. These agreements are great principles also to follow in your career. When this becomes a part of your brand, you can move optimistically when you are looking to advance and develop in your career. So let's go through these 4 agreements. Be impeccable with your word. Speak with integrity. Say only what you mean. Avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. Don't take anything personally. Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality. When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering. Don't make assumptions. Find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. Communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstandings, sadness, and drama. With this just one agreement, you can completely transform your life. Finally, always do your best. Your best is going to change from moment to moment. It will be different when you are healthy as opposed to sick. Under any circumstance, simply do your best, and you will avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret. Now, start working on these principles and make them a part of your brand. Ask yourself, how can I be more impeccable with my word? How will I make sure not to take feedback and constructive criticism personally? How will I be assertive and an advocate for myself? How will I stay committed to doing my best? Remember, workplace etiquette communicates that you know the proper way to act at work. So, what are you communicating? And that is all. Oh, got to come back here. There you go. Hi. That's all on workplace etiquette, and that is all about your brand. If you have any further questions, please definitely contact us. Go to our Facebook page, and in our About section, you will find our email. You will find our phone number where you can phone or text, or you can send us a message in Facebook. So also be sure to, as Valerie says, give us your feedback by clicking on our survey link, as I see that she has posted, and give us some feedback. We are always looking for different and new things to talk about to help you out. You know, we love to hear your feedback and how we can help you in your career development pathway, all that good stuff. If you would like services of a career counselor, general career advice, if you're looking at further trainings in perhaps healthcare or hospitality or even IT, look at what Goodwill Columbus has to offer. Send us a message through Facebook. We will then connect you to the appropriate career counselor so you can talk and learn about more information and services that we offer. But other than that, thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for joining Valerie. And we all at the Workforce Development Department at Goodwill Columbus, we hope you are doing well, that you're staying safe, and have a great day. Thank you so much.